welcome to Botany Insider, and in this lecture we would be discussing one of the most important topic from the unit 13, that is methods in biology, and we would be discussing about the microscopy. We would be discussing about this topic in two parts. So this is the first part of microscopy. So first of all, let us discuss about that what microscopy is all about. So initially, the word microscopy means we need to split the term into two. That means it is made up of two words that have the Greek roots, and those words are, first one is merkos and scopus. Merkos means the small and scopus means to view. So we could say that microscopy is a technique in which we view the small objects. So we can say that microscopy is the technical field of using microscopes to view objects and the areas of the objects that cannot be seen with the naked eyes. So in simple word, it means that when we use, or the technique in which we use the microscopes in order to enlarge the small sized particles or the small sized objects into a larger picture for a detailed and a better understanding of the same. So microscope is the instrument that is used or which provides an enlarged or a bigger size image of the objects which is not visible with the naked eyes. That is, when we look at any object or when we look at any particle which is not visible through our naked eyes, then we would be using microscope as an instrument to view this small object into a enlarged version, and the technique is known as the microscopy, and the instrument that is used is given the name of the microscope. And the three well-known branches of the microscopy include, the first one is the optical, the second one is the electron microscopy, and the third one is the scanning probe microscopy, along with the emerging field of the X-ray microscopy. We would be discussing about each one of them in detail in the second part of the microscopy lectures. So this is how a typical microscope looks like. So on the right hand side we have a simple and a dissecting microscope, and on the other hand we have a simple microscope which is a more enlarged or which is a more complex version of the dissecting microscope. We need not to go into the complete detail of how and what are its subcomponents. We just need to remember, or we just need to highlight the important functions of the microscope, and following that we have the few important features of the microscope. So we have three main features on which a microscope is categorized as good or bad, and those three features are, the first one is the magnification, then we have numerical aperture, and the third one is resolution. So let's discuss about each one of them in detail. Talking about the magnification, the ability of a microscope to magnify a specimen, that is, the total magnification of a microscope is determined by multiplying the magnification capability of the eyepiece lens by that of the objective lens. So in simple word, magnification means that how or by what amount or by what unit a particular specimen that is under observation can be magnified or can be enlarged by the microscope. And when we need to calculate the magnification unit, or we need to calculate the total magnification of a microscope, so we have few important pieces or few important subparts of the microscope, that is the eyepiece and the objective. So when we multiply the power, or when we multiply the magnification of the eyepiece along with the magnification of the objective lens, we would be getting out the final magnification of the microscope. That is, we can in other words say that the magnification of a microscope depends upon two main components. The first one is the eyepiece and the second one is the objective lens. So let's move forward and understand about the numerical aperture. So numerical aperture is a measure of the diameter of the aperture compared to the focal length of the lenses and ultimately of the resolving power of the microscope. We would be understanding about this with the help of a formula in the next slide. So first of all, let us understand about that what is resolution. So the resolution is the ability of the lens to distinguish the fine details of the specimen being viewed. That is, consider we have this specimen under observation. So when this particular specimen is enlarged by the help of the microscope, so resolution would be called, or resolution would be defined, good of this particular microscope when we have the finest details of the features or final details of this particular specimen being viewed very clearly in the final result. So this is what is resolution. And what is resolving power? So resolving power is actually the resolution only. That is, when a microscope have a good resolution, we could also call, or we could also say that that particular microscope have a very good resolving power. And when we compare the resolving power with the limit of resolution, they are inversely proportional. So we could say that resolving power is inversely proportional to the limit of resolution. And what is limit of resolution? So limit of resolution is the distance between the two microscopic points when they are viewed under the microscope. That is, consider we have this specimen being under observation, and when we viewed or when we enlarged it with the help of the microscope, so the finest or the two microscopic points that are present in this specimen, so the maximum distance that this particular microscope could show that yes, the two points that are being under observation or that are under observation have this much distance between them. So the clarity or the resolution or the clarity with which the distance between the two microscopic points could be viewed is actually called as the limit of resolution. Make sure you remember about this relation, that is, the resolving power is inversely proportional to the limit of resolution. That is, when the resolving power increases, the limit of resolution decreases. Or in other words, when the limit of resolution increases, the resolving power decreases. So these are the formulas for calculating the various variables. So the first one is the limit of resolution. So limit of resolution is equal to 0.61 lambda divided by n into sine theta, and sine theta could also be written as sine alpha. So you need not to get confused between the two, both of them are same. So lambda is the wavelength, then we have n, which is the refractive index, and theta, which is the angular aperture of the same. And when we look at the denominator as individual, that is n into sine theta, we get the value of the numerical aperture. And resolving power, as we have discussed just, that resolving power and the limit of resolution are in inverse proportion to each other. So resolving power is equal to n into sine alpha divided by 0.61 lambda. You need to just interchange the positions of these variables and you would be able to find out the value of the resolving power. So the next important point to remember is that resolving power is directly proportional to the refractive index. How? As we have seen that in the formula we have resolving power is equal to n into sine alpha. So n is in numerator. So we can say that resolving power and the refractive index are in direct proportion to each other. That is, when the resolving power of any particular microscope increases, it increases with the refractive index of the medium. That is, for example, we have emerged the medium in the oil, and as we know that oil have a very high refractive index. So because the refractive index increases, and as a result of that the resolving power would also increase of that particular microscope. And the second relation we need to keep in mind is that resolving power is inversely proportional to wavelength. That is, when the wavelength of the light falling on the microscope increases, the resolving power of that particular microscope decreases. The third relation is that resolving power is directly proportional to angular aperture. That is, more is the angle between the two areas that are taken into consideration, more would be the resolving power of the microscope. You need not to mug up these things, just make sure you remember this particular formula, that the resolving power is equal to n into sine theta divided by 0.61 lambda, and you can easily make out those three relations. So we can say refractive index and numerical aperture are in direct relation to the resolving power, and the wavelength is in the inverse proportion to the resolving power. Make sure you remember about these 3 points. Why? Because questions have been framed from this particular area, and we will be solving one question at the end of this video. So talking about few important notes. So when we are applying immersion oil on the slides, it helps to increase the optical density, and when the optical density increases, it leads to the increase in the refractive index also, and as a result of increase in the refractive index, we have more clarity, or we have more resolution of the image that is finally formed. We have just discussed that as the refractive index increases, the resolving power also increases, and resolving power in simple words is nothing but the clarity of the image that is being formed as the output. So in simple words, we could say that when we apply oil on the slide that we are looking forward or that we are focusing upon, it would lead to increase in the optical density, and as the optical density increases, there occurs increase in the refractive index, and finally there occurs increase in the clarity, or there occurs increase in the resolution of the image. So these are the important points that we need to keep in mind for the features. Let us discuss about, or let us have a brief understanding about each of the type of microscopy. We would be discussing about all of them in complete detail in the next video, but in this video we will be just having some overview of the same. So there are various special types of microscopy, including some of them are, the first one is the electron microscopy. So the microscopy in which an electron beam replaces the light to form the image. So as the word suggests, that we are using electron microscopy. That means electron is playing, or electron is being replaced by the light as a source of energy in order to form the image. Then we have the second one, that is the fluorescence microscopy. So the microscopy based on the fact that the fluorescent materials emit visible lights when they are irradiated with the ultraviolet, that is the UV rays. The next one is the immune electron microscopy. So the electron microscopy of the biological specimen to which a specific antibody has been bounded. Talking about the immunofluorescence microscopy, so the microscopy that is done using the antibodies that are labeled with fluorescing substances and a fluorescence microscope to detect the binding of the antibody through the production of a characteristic visible light under the UV light. You need not to worry about the explanation of the same. We will be discussing about each one of them in the next video. The last one is the time-lapse microscopy. So the microscopy in which the same object is photographed at regular intervals over time to, for example, observe a cell to go under the division. That is the microscopy in which we visualize, or in which we take the photograph of the same specimen over a course of time in order to understand the mechanism that is going on. That is when a cell undergoes division. So time-lapse microscopy helps us to understand or helps us to take the pictures of the same cell undergoing the various stages of the cell division. So this is all about the complete microscopy, its important features and its types in brief. Let us quickly solve this part C question that have been asked previously. So the question says that the most important property of any microscope is its resolution, as we have just discussed, and it can be calculated by the formula that D is equal to 0.61 lambda upon n sine alpha, as we have just discussed about the same, where D is the minimum distance between the two distinguishable objects, lambda is the wavelength of the incident light, alpha is the angular aperture, and n is the refractive index of the medium. So we are just given about all the important information that we have just studied. So you can see that all the information is given to us in the question itself. So given below are various or several suggestions to improve the resolution of the microscope. So these are the options given, and we need to find out that which one of the following is the correct suggestions. So what we have to do is we need to keep in mind this particular formula and we need to find out the correct answer for the same. So the first suggestion is that decrease the wavelength of the incident light. So in the first case we are saying that if we decrease the wavelength of the incident light, there could occur increase in the resolution of the same. The second one says that increase the wavelength of the incident light. In the second case it is saying that we need to increase the wavelength in order to increase the resolution. The third one says that use oil which has higher refractive index. So in the third case it is suggesting that using oil would help us to increase the refractive index, and the fourth one says that use oil because it have a lower refractive index. So these are the four options or these are the four suggestions that are given, and we need to find out that which of the suggestions are correct depending upon, or we need to improve the resolution of the microscope. So there are high chances to make mistakes in this particular question, but as we have discussed, we could easily solve this question. It says that the formula that is given to us is for the limit of resolution, and how we could make out, it says that D is the minimum distance between the two distinguishable objects, and as we have just studied that the distance or the distinguishable distance between the two is given to us as the limit of resolution, and the formula for limit of resolution is 0.61 lambda upon n into sine theta, which is the formula which is given to us in this question, and we need to find out the resolution. We need to improve the resolution, so we need to reverse the formula first, or we need to correct the formula first depending upon our requirements. So the resolution would be equal to n sine alpha divided by 0.61 lambda. So now we could apply the knowledge that we have and also the suggestions that are given. The first suggestion says that decreasing the wavelength could increase the resolution, as we have just studied that resolving power and the wavelength have inverse relation to each other. Hence option 1 is correct. Why? Because when we would be decreasing the wavelength, we could increase the resolution. So we could say that option 1 or option A is the correct answer. So first is the correct suggestion. Let's move on to the second one, as it says that increasing the wavelength could increase the resolution, which is an incorrect statement. Why? By the fact that we know that decreasing the wavelength could increase the resolution, and also because we know that first and second statement are complete contradictory to each other, so any one of them only could be correct. Hence B is the incorrect option. So second option is incorrect. Talking about the third option, it says that use oil which have a higher refractive index, and it is a correct statement. Why? We have just studied that using oil or using immersion oil helps to increase the refractive index, and it helps to increase the resolution or the clarity of the image. So it is correct by the facts that we have studied. So third option is also a correct option. So we could say A is the correct one and C is the correct one. The fourth option says that use oil because of its lower refractive index, which is an incorrect statement. Why? We have studied that oil have a higher refractive index, and higher refractive index leads to increase in the resolution. Hence, D is a incorrect option. So we could say that A and C are the correct options, or they are the correct suggestions for the same, and the combination of the same is given in option A, which says A and C or 1 or 3 are the correct suggestions for increasing the resolution of the microscope. So with this we have our correct answer as option A. One important point to remember is try to read the question as carefully as possible. Why? Because we might get tricked, as we have studied just that it is given about resolution, and then the examiner is defining the resolution as the limit of resolution. So there is a trick in this question. So make sure you read the questions very carefully in order to fetch good marks, or in order to fetch golden marks from these simple questions. This question is not very difficult. All you need to have is a clear basic understanding of what microscopy is and what are its important features that we have covered in this video. So with this we are done with the complete introduction. We are done with the complete topic of microscopy. Only the types of microscopy is left. We would be discussing and completing the topic of microscopy in the next video. So I hope this video was helpful for you, and if you like this video, please do like, share it with your friends, and please subscribe to my channel. And also I'll be coming up very soon with more informative videos as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.